Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I will be setting up my February 2023 bullet journal spreads. I am trying a new format for this month because I have been trying to be more conscious with the media I consume, the activities I do, the food and drinks I consume, the quality time I spend with the people I love, and my bullet journal. So this month I'm trying to do a minimal number of spreads. Hopefully this will help me be more productive and more conscious of my bullet journal usage. Our time is precious. So much has happened in my life in 2022, and it made me realize how quickly time passes by and how I want to value it more. I don't want to spend more time creating spreads that I don't need or that I don't use, and I also want to minimalize the amount of organizational methods that I use. Besides my bullet journal, I have a journal, I have a brain dump journal, I have a Notion, a Google Calendar, etc. So this month I'm only doing 4 monthly spreads in 4 different pages, and I'm hoping this will help me be more productive. I love bullet journaling. It's a creative outlet for me, but I understand why a lot of people have decided to quit bullet journaling because they don't have time and they opt for simpler organizational methods. And I don't want to be one of those people because I love it. It's really therapeutic for me, but sometimes I just can't complete every spread. So yeah, if you haven't watched my last plan with me video, I gave some tips on how to stay consistent with bullet journaling, and I mentioned that making it simple is one of the best ways of doing that, and that's exactly what I'm doing this month. I'm applying my own advice for the first time. No, just kidding. But yeah, I'm making it simple and more appealing to me because even though I love bullet journaling, sometimes it can be kind of daunting to do a whole, monthly setup. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying out for the first time a list format for my monthly view page. I want to see if it works for me, and if I realize that it just simply does not work for me, I will go back to the calendar layout. But for now, I'm just trying that out. And I forgot to mention that yes, the theme for this month is tulips. I am super excited. I wanted a kind of pink color for this month because of Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate it and I'm not gonna celebrate it, but I do love using pinks and reds for February. I don't know. I think it's just embedded in our brains because for October, I think about orange. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I have been also reading Atomic Habits for the past few months, and James Clear mentions how making it simple and making it more appealing are 2 of his laws for maintaining habits. So that's exactly what I'm also doing, applying his laws of productivity and of habit formation. Something that I do find a priority when I bullet journal is adding doodles, because I do want to make it kind of like aesthetic for me and motivating to use. So what I do normally is I implement the doodles in the title pages so that I don't have to do extra doodles, if that makes sense. So I love doing these types of titles where I add the lettering in the middle of the doodle. And I chose a different form of an aesthetic of title for my sleep tracker and my habit tracker. These are what I use the most in my bullet journal, so of course I had to implement it and stick with it. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I think it's super cute and I'm really excited to start using it when the new month arrives. Some of the habits I'm bringing with me to this month are my morning skincare routine, flossing, making my bed every morning, reading for an hour, and daily movement. I'm pretty good with my skincare, my flossing, and making my bed, but daily movement and reading for an hour is still something I'm working on. I can go one day reading 5 hours that day and then the next just not even touching a book. What I'm trying to achieve this year is having a more consistent reading habit, because I do want to do it every single day and kind of balancing it out. This year I do want to read more non-fiction books and more books that are kind of commentary on life. I just finished reading Americana and it was a really good book, but it was very difficult to read for several reasons. So if you do want to read the book, I do suggest searching up the trigger warnings. But yeah, I think it was a really good book and it was a really interesting perspective and commentary on race in the US and being an immigrant in the US coming from Africa. I think it was very interesting. I think the reason why it was also difficult to read is because the characters really kind of were able to be embedded into your mind, if that makes sense. So yeah, I really recommend the book and I enjoyed it, but I do suggest for anyone that wants to read it to search up the trigger warnings. Right now, I'm reading The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, like you saw in the beginning of this video, in my introduction, and it's really good. I'm more than halfway done, and it's so far been so interesting, so random as well. I never expected a lot of the things that are happening to happen in the book, but it's really interesting. It's a murder mystery, and the protagonist, Aiden Bishop, is trying to figure out who killed Evelyn Hardcastle. And yeah, it's a really interesting read so far. I've been in my murder mystery binge. Anyways, in my weekly spread, like I mentioned previously, I've been trying to be more conscious of the amount of organizational methods that I use. So I have implemented a brain dump portion into my weekly spread, in the hopes that it will help me reduce that one journal that I have. I think eventually when the academic term gets more intense, I will need more space, and maybe then I'll use my other journal. But it's the second week of the term, so I'm really hoping I don't need more space than that. I use my brain dump section to write out all the assignments and everything I need to do. I have a general master list in my Notion, and each week I do a brain dump of everything I need to do step by step. So that's kind of what I'm going to use this section on. I did do a Dutch door because usually when the academic term is in full swing, I need more space to write out my lists of to-dos and of just reminders and things like that. Really happy with how it turned out, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and that you like the spread. And I also hope you all have a lovely day, and yeah, I'll see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching.